Average asking rents in Canada were seen to grow at almost 9% on a year-over-year basis to a price point of $2,178 for all residential property types combined. To put this into context a little bit, Canadians had to pay an extra $173 per month on average, while some residents had to pay even more money out of their pockets depending on which province they were living in. As we are halfway through the month of January and are well into the new year here in 2024, I wanted to do a quick recap video of the rental market here in Canada with a distinct focus on Toronto and the Greater Toronto areas. But looking back to the growth that the rental market had experienced in 2023, much of this rental growth was actually seen to occur in purpose-built apartment spaces across the country. Purpose-built rentals are also defined as self-contained buildings containing 5 or more dwellings that are intended to be used for rental housing and does not include any buildings that have individual unit owners. When looking at the province that had the quickest rising rents, Alberta topped the list by taking the #1 spot. Units here grew at an annual increase of 15.6% in December 2023 to round out the year. BC and Ontario are historically Canada's most expensive markets, being urban and all that, but year-over-year growth wasn't that drastic for these residents. BC had a negative 1.4% yearly growth rate, while Ontario rose by just 3.7% annually. Before I go any further, my name is Trey, folks, and I'm a realtor here in the city of Toronto and the GTA. I love helping all types of clients with their real estate needs, no matter if you're thinking about buying that first home, selling a property, and jumping into a new project, or just looking to find that new rental unit. I got you covered. I make educational videos all the time to keep you informed about what's going on out here in the world of real estate. If you would like to connect or book a call with me, please do so by clicking the first link in the description and pick a time that best suits your availability. Now, back to it. Now, when looking at the Toronto rental market, things were relatively pretty flat or consistent throughout the year. In January of 2023, we started off the year at an average price of $24.58 for 1-bedroom units, and we had slow monthly gains to a high point of $26.20, which took place in August in the middle of the summer, and have finished the year in December at a price of $2,521. Keep in mind that these figures are for 1-bedroom spaces and that August is typically a time period when students are returning to the city for school, and in September people also start new jobs around that time as well. So activity is usually heightened around this time period. In case you are looking to make a move, make sure that you remember this and maybe save this video. But the 12-month average for 1-bedrooms in the city of Toronto came in at $2,554 in 2023. Moving on to 2-bedroom rentals in the city of Toronto, those also did not change that much on a monthly basis either. They were hovering around the $3,400 mark for about 5 months of the year, and then also had a 12-month average of $33.27 for the year of 2023. What I found really crazy wasn't the level of activity experienced in the rental market for 2023. It was what had occurred the year prior. On average, asking rents in Canada have increased around $390 per month over the last 2 years, which represents a 22% jump from the beginning of 2022. I've also included this graph here for you to have a quick glance at. When looking at this graph, you'll notice that rents were sitting pretty comfortably at a price point of $1,805 in December 2019, and then rents kind of struggled and dropped while people were leaving the city for more space during the pandemic. Things get back on track on that front and people return to the city. Then the extreme interest rate tightening cycle, which was the fastest ever recorded in Canadian history, had occurred, which forced many people to opt to rent at this time, right? This put more pressure on the rental market and obviously is a key factor which pushed prices up in this department. 2024 should bring more balance to the price of rental units, and projected growth for the year is sitting somewhere around the 4.5% to 5.5% mark for Canada as a whole. Be sure to follow along and stay up to date with all the ins and outs of our real estate market. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you found this video helpful or useful. Until next time, remember to trust the process and fall in love with your journey.